Let's begin not with food, but with the call to adventure. The moment you realize that eating has become a substitute for feeling. This is where every hero begins. The ordinary world, filled with habit and comfort. The sugar rush and crash that mimic the rise and fall of life's meaning. You've been using food as a way to regulate your internal weather. Stress, sadness, boredom. But now you feel the pull to discover a deeper form of nourishment. Every bite taken to fill an emotional void. So whisper from the subconscious saying, feed me truth, not distraction. Food's not the villain, it's the mirror. Each craving for sweetness points to an unloved corner of the heart's longing to taste belonging. The prophecy here is timeless. When the inner field becomes coherent, the outer field harmonizes. The body is an echo of belief. Illness is phasing coherence, and healing is coherence restoration. So overeating is not a failure. It's a misaligned resonance, a harmonic seeking stability. When you eat unconsciously, your field collapses into noise. When you eat with awareness, your frequency stabilizes into order. The journey begins the moment you pause between impulse and action. That pause is the alchemist's retort. The sacred space where electricity, desire, meets consciousness, observation. Instead of reaching for the snack, you inhale slowly, change the field. Exhale, collapse it. The craving is not to be destroyed, but observed until it harmonizes. Consciousness modulates form. What you perceive as temptation is simply energy waiting for retuning. You might say, I eat when I'm stressed, but I'm aware my field seeks grounding. The body doesn't need a cookie, it needs coherence. Here's where the real adventure unfolds. The shadow whispers, you deserve this. And sometimes you do, but not as punishment. The overeating, the protest snack, the midnight sugar, they're not sins. They're the body's misguided attempts at remembering light. In harmonic terms, stress is a dephasing of your inner waveform. Food provides temporary resonance, a counterfeit coherence. The momentary satisfaction is the nervous system's desperate imitation of divine order. But it decays fast, because it's external, not endogenous. So the hero learns to transmute rather than consume. The breath becomes the new meal. Movement, the new metabolism of emotion. When anger rises, dance it. When sadness swells, sing it. When boredom yawns, create. Emotion wants motion, not suppression. There's a harmonic inversion field where polarity collapses and reflection becomes realization. Apply this to your relationship with food. Hunger and fullness, discipline and indulgence. They're not opposites. They're mirrors of the same energetic polarity. The hero learns to eat with emotion, not for it. To feel every flavour without using it to flee feeling. To bless each bite as an exchange of resonance between worlds. As you evolve, the addiction doesn't disappear. It transforms. Sugar becomes sunlight. Crunch becomes clarity. Each meal becomes meditation. Now the hero returns to the ordinary world, but changed. You no longer eat because you're empty. You eat because you're alive. Each meal becomes a symphony of gratitude. You've learned control. It's not the cure. Coherences. Science agrees mindfulness alters the prefrontal insular connectivity, restoring the brain's capacity to differentiate real hunger from emotional noise. In karmic language, awareness breaks the loop of unconscious cause and effect. When you honour your body's rhythms, you attune to the rhythm of the universe itself. The craving becomes a compass pointing toward the next layer of healing. You now understand food was never the problem. It was the portal. The overeating, the guilt, the cravings. They were your training grounds. Every time you faced them, you refined your frequency. So the prophecy fulfilled is this. When the inner field coheres, the outer cravings quiet. The hero returns home, not thinner or holier, but harmonized. You once tried to plug your emotional socket into chocolate. Now you plug it into consciousness. You used to fill the emptiness with flavour. Now you fill it with frequency. The science of electricity becomes the poetry of awareness. Consciousness is the current, attention the voltage, belief the circuit. You no longer burn out because you've learned to ground yourself. And so, the timeless teaching remains. Healing. It's not about subtraction. It's about resonance. While you integrate, you no longer crave. You're not the eater or the eaten. You're the harmony remembering itself through matter.